We ask it in the name of the monotheistic God, Brahma, and God known by many names by many different faiths. Amen and a woman.
So today I wanted to talk about the Georgia Senate runoff. Like, I completely stayed silent on that issue, and I stayed silent on that issue until the election was happening. Then I started kind of commenting on it, and the comments I was making about the election were about how these Republicans really didn't want to win, and it showed. Like, Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue were terrible candidates, and their campaign pitch was terrible. Like, their get out the vote effort was terrible. You know, they didn't relate to their voters. They didn't articulate what their voters were feeling. They weren't representing their voters, and they lost accordingly. And that was mostly due to bad turnout. So I didn't really comment on that. Before that, like, there was a big debate in conservatism about whether to vote or sack these Republicans. And I can't blame anyone for however they fell on that decision. There are a number of Republicans I would refuse to vote for. I would not have voted for Mitt Romney in Utah. Like, you knew what you were getting, and yet all these Utah conservatives will complain. It's like, you guys are idiots. Mitt Romney was Mitt Romney the entire time. He has never been conservative. He never will be. But, aside from obvious ones like Mitt Romney, I would not have voted for Suzanne Collins in Maine in 2020. I would not have voted for Martha McSally in Arizona. I would not have voted for her. Suzanne Collins is pro-abortion, so there's no point in voting for that Republican. And I can't blame anyone for not voting for Kelly Loeffler, who totally enriched herself off of the impending lockdowns, or David Perdue, who's so excited to cut deals with Joe Biden. I can't fault anyone for not voting for those people. Like, that doesn't make me a purist or anything. That's just, these people are on the other team, but they're just wearing your jersey. And the point that I want to drive home is that the Georgia Senate runoff was inconsequential. It doesn't change anything. Like, it would be consequential if Donald Trump's going to be president for the next 4 years. Then it would be consequential. Then we could have a 50-vote ability to nominate judges and stuff like that. But, in the Senate, I believe you need 60 votes to pass anything of consequence. 60 votes. Which is one reason why the Republican Senate never passed anything of consequence in Trump's 4 years, other than tax cuts and stuff like that. Another thing I want to talk about is that Joe Biden already has the votes to do whatever he wants in Congress. The Democrats are a hive mind. They will vote in lockstep. And these Republicans will vote with the Democrats more often on important issues, keyword important issues, than they will with you. So the Equality Act, there's enough Republicans to vote for that anyway. Supreme Court justices, Lindsey Graham voted for every one of Obama's Supreme Court justices. He voted to affirm the nomination of Elena Kagan and Sonia Sotomayor. He voted to affirm both of those, and the only reason he didn't vote to affirm Merrick Garland was because Mitch McConnell said, we're not even going to bring this up to a vote. If the Republican Party had allowed Merrick Garland to come up to a vote, he would have been confirmed. There are not enough Republicans that are willing to actually hold their guns, or hold the line. They don't believe in no retreat. They don't believe in saying no. So this Senate runoff election that the Republicans seem to have lost both of doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. Joe Biden was going to be able to get his nominees in. You know that in a Republican Senate, John Kerry was confirmed to be Secretary of State. And a Republican Senate confirmed him. It doesn't make a difference whether the Republicans hold a slim majority or the Democrats do. Joe Biden's still going to get what he wants. So now here's the gospel tie-in. We shouldn't be placing our faith in political institutions, especially political institutions, political parties that have a terrible track record. Instead, we should be putting our faith in God, who has a winning track record, who actually wants to win. If you read Revelation, he wins in the end. Be on the winning team. The Republicans aren't interested in winning. Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue weren't interested in winning. Don't put your faith in them. Put your faith in God, who is, first of all, interested in winning. He sent his son to die for our sins because we were on the losing side. He cares so much about winning that he wanted to give us mercy so we could be on the winning side too. And Jesus conquered death. He conquered sin. And he's going to come back to conquer the world overtly. But until then, everything is in God's control. And I recommend you be on the winning side. The Republican Party is not the winning side. The Democrat Party will be on the losing side at the end of the world. They will be on the losing side. So that's all I got to say about that. Leave a comment below about what you think. And I ask that if you like this content, if you support this Christian message, that you also subscribe and share. Big tech censorship is kind of cracking down. So doing these type of things helps get this message out there when the algorithms are rigged against us.